Hi, in this video, we're going to look at how we go about solving quadratic equations. Now, before we look at this, I'd like to brush up on a few things. We have already looked at factors and factorization. Now, in an equation, a factor is the value of a variable that makes the equation true. So, to solve a quadratic equation, we need to factorize. In order to factorize, we always make the equation equal to 0. Let's look at an example. Solve for x. In the equation, x squared minus 3x is equal to 0. This equation is already equal to 0. So let's look for common factors. We have x squared and 3x. So we can take x out as a common factor. So we've got x, open our bracket, x squared divided by x is x. Negative 3x divided by x is negative 3. Close the bracket and make the equation equal to 0. Many students ask, but why? Why do we make the equation equal to 0? Remember that any value multiplied by 0 will give us an answer of 0. So this helps us find the values of the unknown variables. Here we are multiplying x by the bracket of x minus 3. So if we get an answer of 0, either x or the bracket must be equal to 0 too. So in this case, we can see that x is 0 or the bracket is 0. So if the bracket x minus 3 is equal to 0, what is the value of x? Let's leave x by itself, move negative 3 to the right-hand side, and make it positive. From this, we can see for the equation up here, in order for it to be true, x must be equal to 0 or 3. Let's clean this up a little bit and look at some more examples. Solve for x. In the equation, x squared is equal to 5x. Remember that the coefficient of the squared term must always be positive. So let's leave x squared on the left-hand side. We're going to move the 5x to the left by making it negative 5x. And we can make our equation equal to 0. Now we can take out a common factor. We have x in this term and x in this term. So we can take out a common factor of x, open our bracket. X squared divided by x is x. Negative 5x divided by x is negative 5. Close the bracket, make it equal to 0. Again, we are multiplying x by the bracket x minus 5. For the answer to be 0, this x here has to be 0. So we can say x is equal to 0. And now we can find the value of the bracket. So we can say x minus 5 is equal to 0, which means that the value of x must be 5. Let's do another one. 2x squared is equal to 7x. On the left-hand side, we've got 2x squared. Let's move the 7x to the left by making it negative 7x. And we make the equation equal to 0. Now, let's find a common factor. We've got an x and an x, so we can take out x. Open our brackets. 2x squared divided by x gives us 2x. Negative 7x divided by x is negative 7. And we make this equal to 0. Now we can find the values of x that make this true. X is outside the bracket, so we know that x is equal to 0. Now, if the bracket is 0, what is the value of x? So inside the bracket, we've got 2x minus 7. Let's make it equal to 0. To solve for x, let's leave 2x on the left and move negative 7 to the right and make it positive. Let's divide both sides by 2, and we see that x is equal to 7 over 2. From this, we can see that for this equation here to be true, x must equal 0 or 7 over 2. Let's do one more example. Here we have 5x multiplied by the bracket x minus 2. And then we have 3 multiplied by the bracket x minus 2. So let's take x minus 2 out as a common factor. So I'm going to say x minus 2. Now, in this term, I've divided by x minus 2, so I'm left with 5x. And in this term, I'm left with positive 3. Let's make this equal to 0. Now, remember that when you multiply two values together, if you get an answer of 0, at least one of those values must be 0 as well. That means that either this bracket or this bracket is equal to 0. So if x minus 2 is equal to 0, what is the value of x? Let's leave x where it is and move to the right-hand side. Now, if 5x plus 3 is equal to 0, 5x plus 3, what is the value of x? Let's leave 5x where it is and move our positive 3 to the right-hand side by making it negative. Let's divide both sides by 5. On the left-hand side, the 5's cancel, and we're left with x. And on the right-hand side, we have negative 3 over 5. This tells us that for this equation to be true, x will equal 2, or it will equal negative 3 over 5. Let's do one more example. 5 multiplied by the bracket x minus 7 squared minus the bracket x minus 7 is equal to 0. Let's take the bracket x minus 7 out as a common factor. So we're going to say x minus 7, close the bracket. In the first term, we have just divided by x minus 7, so the exponent disappears, and in this term we're left with 5 multiplied by x minus 7. And then in the second term, x minus 7 divided by x minus 7 leaves us with 1. So we get negative 1. And we can close our bracket. Now, when you have a bracket within a bracket like this, you need to expand. So we can write down our first bracket of x minus 7. In our second bracket, we have 5 multiplied by x, which is 5x. 5 multiplied by negative 7, which is negative 35, minus 1. Close the bracket and make it equal to 0. Let's clean this up by adding like terms quickly. We have x minus 7. In the second bracket, we have 5x. Negative 35 minus 1 is negative 36. We make this equal to 0. Now we need to find the values of x that make these brackets 0. Let's start with x minus 7. So we can say x minus 7 is equal to 0, which means that x is equal to positive 7. Now let's look at the bracket 5x minus 36. So we say 5x minus 36 is equal to 0. To get 5x by itself, let's move the negative 36 to the other side and make it positive 36. Now do we divide both sides by 5? On the left side, the 5's cancel, and we get x. And on the right-hand side, we get 36 over 5. This means that for this equation to be true, x will equal 7 or 36 over 5. You will see more examples like these in our upcoming videos.